News Recap, where I recap this week's hottest local news and you catch up on what you might have missed. The live stream starts at 12:30 and will be available to watch after the stream ends. The KBRFradio.com weekly news recap is brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonememorial.com, memorials that matter.
Doth thou wisheth to save money? At FergusFallsDeals.com, we've got a whole lot of new savings, including certificates for home and garden. So much more and great savings at low prices, like Atlas Outdoor Services, Flour Mill, and beyond the mitered corners. Log on to set up an account now. It's that easy. Check it out and start saving money today at FergusFallsDeals.com.
Tired of working with digital marketing agencies 1,000 miles away who don't get your community? At Leighton Engage, we keep it local. Real strategists, real people, right here. With a deep understanding of your community, we create campaigns that truly resonate. We pair you with a dedicated local strategist who knows your market and audience inside and out. Tailored solutions, real results, marketing that works.
Leighton Engage. Find your focus.
I'll never forget the time our annual meeting nearly fell apart because our venue was too small. We were practically elbow to elbow, and it was impossible to stay focused. Then I found the Bigwood Event Center, and it was a game changer. Their space had just the right feel, roomy and flexible, whether we needed a smaller setting or a larger space, or both. They even set up an outdoor area for our team. They thought of everything. It made all the difference. Meetings with impact begin at bigwoodeventcenter.com.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Wednesday morning. As I slide into frame, it is a chilly start to our day, 15 below and 10 after 9. And our music went away.
Okay, that's all right. Do you want me to sing or something? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it is Wednesday, middle of the work week. And here's the good deal that you have already survived.
Yep.
3 days of pretty extreme cold.
Gets colder tonight.
I know. But 3 days down, a few more to go. We can do it, right?
Then it gets cold again next week.
Are you kidding?
No, I wish I was.
Yeah, I wish you were too. All I can say is I'm glad I've got 3 kids playing basketball. And while it's no fun to go out at night when it's like this, to go to a game, boy, it sure makes the weeks fly by fast. And we'll be back at the lakes before you know it, or the golf course, or your back deck, or wherever you like to go when it's nice outside. Yeah. So hang in there, right?
I will say this. I golfed a couple other golf courses last year. I think I talked about this when I did it in late summer, early fall. I normally always golf at Pebble. But, I mean, like Balmoral, I mean, the whole hole, the width is as wide as the fairway on, like, Pebble. So Pebble's like my perfect, like, my skill level.
I will say, okay, so Pebble Lake Golf Course is very forgiving.
Yes.
Because there aren't a lot of out of bounds. And if you're playing number 1, you might be playing number 4. If you're playing number 4, you might be playing one of those other ones on either side of you. But you know what? It works.
It's perfect for me.
On number 4, I always come in from number 3. Or number 1. I'm rarely on the 4th tee box. I rarely land on the 4th fairway.
Yeah, for me it's hit and miss.
I'm one or the other, usually off to the right.
But
so.
I did Balmoral, and I'm just like, wow, the entire width of the hole is the width of the fairway of Pebble.
I know it. So we do have a really, really nice golf course in Pebble Lake, for sure. But it is kind of fun once in a while to get out to a different course, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes it's fun. What are some of your favorites around here that you like to play?
I mean, number 1, Pebble. done Balmoral, done the Henning one. I've done
You know,
several
I
of the other
love
ones.
Perham.
I haven't done
Oh my
Perham.
goodness, you have to play Perham. Perham Lakeside. That is a beautiful golf course, and they've got, I think they have 27 holes over there.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and so you golf, you know, two 18s of the three, or two nines of the three, I guess
Yep.
is. So you get a little different feel every time you go there. And the original golf course is still my favorite. I think it's just because, old dog, new tricks kind of thing. I just kind of like it was, but it does allow for a lot more golfers to go through and then have a little bit different experience too. So that is a favorite of mine. Tips and Mounds is another, which I have not played forever. But the last time I played it, I just remember that course always being in fabulous condition.
The two I definitely need to hit this year that I haven't is Stalker Lake and Tipsina.
Okay, I've not done the new Stalker, and I actually have not done Tipsina since it became 18 holes. So that
Oh.
tells you how long it's been since I've been down at Tipsina Mounds. But I remember Rick Oden telling me, who used to be the superintendent at Pebble Lake Golf Club, and he said Tipsina Mounds has the absolute perfect soil for a golf course.
Nice.
And he said that's why it always looks so fabulous. So anyway, there's a tip for a couple of golf courses you need to get to.
Yeah, it's like
Wildflower is fun, but holy smokes, it's long.
which one is that?
That's the one out by Pelican Lake.
Okay.
And so it's right across from help me on the, there's a resort there, Fair Hills. So
Okay.
it's kind of right across the street from Fair Hills. So it's beautiful, but it's kind of like what the British Open looks like. It's very wide, very open, and a lot of long, long grass in the fairways,
Ooh.
kind of like the British Open is. Anyway, I never play well there. It's a really long way from green to tee, so you have to take a cart. I don't know anyone who walks Wildflower. But I got out there to play in a couple of media tournaments, not tournaments, but events. Anyway, and it is fun. It's fun to do once. But if there's any hint of wind, good luck because it's pretty wide open out there. So, and we always had another one that when you head east on 94 toward Minneapolis, I think is it Avon that there's that really beautiful golf course
Oh, yeah.
right off the interstate. And we always said, one of these days, we're going to play that. And it was quite a few years ago now, but we did, in fact, stop and play that golf course. And it is really nice.
Okay.
So there's another one for you to try if you feel like a little bit of a drive. There's some good ones around here for sure. But in some of those places, beware, golf has gotten pretty expensive
Yeah.
in some places.
That's why I don't golf as much as I'd like.
Do you know, that's why there's a couple of courses, and if you just go online and take a look at some of their specials, like there's one that if you play afternoon on a Sunday, they throw in the cart, and there's a deal on the green fees, so you can get some good deals.
Yep.
And I know that once in a while we have some deals on our marketplace here in the bargain line. So anyway. It's kind of good to talk about golf, isn't it?
Yeah,
When it's
when it's this
20-something
cold,
below.
it's just kind of fun to just talk about
It
something
is.
warm and
It
sunny.
is.
And
It is.
I like it because Jen got into golf this past year. I got her a set of clubs. So
Right. So
looking
now the
forward to
two
that.
of you can go do that together.
Yeah.
That is something. Golf really is a great sport,
Yeah.
and it's something you can do your whole life, really.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really a fun thing to do, husband and wife. I know before we got our cabin, John and I used to play 4 days a week. We just played golf all the time. And then the lake came, and I would rather be on the end of the dock or on the pontoon than on a hot golf course someplace.
Yep.
So that's how that happened.
But I know one of the things we were talking about yesterday is Valentine's Day gifts. And
Yes. And I
people-
forgot my board. I had it sitting out. I was going to grab it. I'll try to remember to do that tomorrow. I can't promise it, but and you can do a search for these. But mine I know was purchased locally at the market. And it is a charcuterie board, and mine happens to be long and narrow. And then there's a domed clear cover that goes over it. and the cover is probably, what is that, 7 or 8 inches
7
high.
inch, yeah.
And so it goes over if you want to put a bowl of crackers or a dip or something under there, and then that top clamps down on both sides, so that you can make your charcuterie board at home and easily transport it to the party that you're going to.
Yeah, it'd be kind of
So
cool to see.
they're really cool.
We did have somebody text in yesterday, just before we wrapped up, but they texted in that one of the nicest Valentines my husband has given me was a chocolate-covered strawberries. He'd gone to buy some
Ooh.
flowers, but found these from Penny Cakes and the floral shop, and said he knew I'd love them. So that'd be
Ooh.
a good idea.
Do you know what? I have made a ton of chocolate covered strawberries. I kind of forget about that. They're super easy.
Super easy, very
Yeah.
tasty.
Yeah. So that's a good idea too. We had kind of an agreement at our house. Okay, how about we just say Happy Valentine's Day, I love you, and call it good. I said, I'm going to take what I would have spent on you,
Yep.
maybe, and I'm going to go get some stuff for the grandkids, which I did.
Yeah,
And
we've kind of gotten to that point too, where it's just Happy Valentine's, make
right,
a little card.
we'll
And,
probably we'll get out for dinner somewhere sometime, maybe over the weekend.
yep,
But yeah,
that's about where we're at.
yeah. So, but anyway, candy always works. But you and I have talked so many times about how we have gotten so practical.
Yep.
So I'm tending to buy more practical kinds of things. And I know candy for the kids, they can go get their own candy. We have a candy drawer at our house that is always full of stuff. So giving candy just, it's like another day at
Yeah.
our house. And plus, Mom doesn't love all that candy. So, so anyway, something practical that they will use over and over again is probably a better idea. But anyway, we'll try to throw in a couple more ideas on the back half of the show. And just a reminder, too, I just talked with Diane Rohde this morning. Diane and Mickey will be coming, and they may be bringing a guest to talk about the scholarship that they give away each and every year. And so that's what we're going to do a week from today, next Wednesday. And I think they're going to bring along one of the board members, one of the members who has been, instrumental in getting this thing started and has been with it every year to raise money for this scholarship. So that coming up next Wednesday. So just wanted to give you a heads up there. Well, in the news, of course, we couldn't have a newscast without talking about Doge.
Doge.
I know. It's a big deal, and this is the Elon Musk deal that he's going in and saving us all kinds of money. And there was an article yesterday that Mike Huckabee wrote, and it's titled this, The Worst Doge Story So Far.
Uh-oh.
Of all the shocking waste and abuse that Doge has turned up, this might be the worst so far. Despite the Biden's White House's denial that any FEMA funds went to illegal immigrants, Elon Musk said Monday, get this now, FEMA illegally sent $59 million last week. No
Wow.
longer their administration. Sent it to New York hotels to pay for housing for illegal aliens. This, while we're being told that there's not enough money to help American hurricane or wildfire victims. That's pretty hard to take.
Yeah.
Anyway, apologists made the typical D.C. argument that the money didn't come out of the disaster relief budget, but from some other corner of the agency, which is like Mike Huckabee says, telling the cops that you didn't buy cocaine because the money came out of your pants pocket instead of your coat pocket.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. You're spending
buying cocaine,
Americans'
yeah.
money. And so anyway, Tuesday morning, the Department of Homeland Security told Fox News that 4 employees are being fired today for circumventing leadership and unilaterally making the egregious payment for hotels for migrants in New York City. Meanwhile, the few remaining sane Democrat advisors are tearing their hair out over Democratic politicians yesterday trying to block the exposure of waste, fraud, and corruption. One called it suicidal. They do not want any of this stuff coming
No.
to the light of day. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. But oh my goodness, the other side is crazy over all of this money saving stuff.
Well, I mean,
And they don't want to be exposed
no,
for sure.
that's just it. They don't want, what Trump's been saying is true. No, we can't do that. I had to laugh because Chuck Schumer had a press conference either yesterday or the day before where he's like, we're going to set up a whistleblower thing for
Yes.
if Doge comes after you for wasting money and all this. And everybody's like, well,
Maybe
if
we
we're-
ought
if
to
we're gonna do-
whistle blow on you.
that's what happened. And people started whistleblowing on him and Joe Biden, Kamala
Yeah.
Harris.
It
Nancy Pelosi.
absolutely blew up in his face.
Yep.
Yep, that's for sure. Well, there was great news in yesterday's headlines. The Trump administration had negotiated the release of American teacher Mark Fogel from Russia in a diplomatic exchange. Now, I don't know the details of that exchange. I don't think have been disclosed, but the president tells us it was a very fair deal. We'll see how that goes. Vogel's family said that they are beyond grateful, relieved, and overwhelmed that after more than 3 years, nearly 4, I think, of detention, he is finally coming home. And evidently, when he was in Russia, he had medical marijuana on him, and I think that was the original offense.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing that Brittany Gardner got caught
Right.
with. I'd like to do a little PSA. If you plan on traveling to Russia, keep your weed home.
Yep, leave your weed at home.
Just
for
because
sure.
it's legal in the U.S. does not mean
Yes,
it's legal elsewhere in the
absolutely.
world.
Well, anyway, another promise that President Trump has made good on. He had told this teacher, Mark Fogel, had told his mother that if I win this election, I promise you that I will get him released from prison. And he did.
Nice.
All right. 3 consecutive winter storms are wreaking havoc across the United States, with the first causing snow, ice, and rain over 1,500 miles of the eastern seaboard. The second storm is set to bring substantial snow to Chicago, while the third storm poses a serious flood threat to Southern California, adding to the string of disruptive weather events since February. Of course, now they've got, in so many areas, they're completely burned out. There's nothing to stop the mud from sliding. So they've got a whole nother problem on their hands there. So some tough weather. If you are traveling this week, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There are going to be a lot of delays, I'm afraid. I think there already have been and are. But anyway, if you are doing some traveling this week or next, you might want to take a look at your flight for sure before you start driving to any airport. The FBI discovered 2,400 records related to the JFK assassination during a search prompted by President Trump's declassification order. The documents are being transferred to the National Archives for inclusion in the ongoing declassification process, with no information yet disclosed regarding their content. So this has been the big deal. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at what's really in all of those documents. I heard someone say yesterday that was being interviewed, we really think when we wade through all of these documents, most of it is going to be pretty boring stuff. They didn't believe that they were going to see, the unveiling of something that no one expected, that there was, another shooter or the FBI was involved or whatever.
I think the main thing is Trump is saying, hey, let's declassify the stuff because it's kind of idiotic that people still think that there's a conspiracy here. Let's prove that there's not. Here's all your documents.
What do you think? Do you think there still is?
I don't think there's a conspiracy. I
You
think
don't think?
Oswald did it.
Okay.
And I mean, Jack Ruby just happened to be there at the right time, at the right place,
Okay.
and shot him. So I don't think there was a conspiracy, and I'm hoping
You don't
that
think
the
the
release.
FBI was involved?
No.
You don't think there was any other
No,
government, somebody set
absolutely
them up?
not.
Okay.
No. So and I think Trump's just trying to say, hey, let's just get ahead of this. Here you go. Here's all the documents. Let's just let this one lie.
Right. Well, you're probably right. But anyway, back to Doge for a moment. Oh my goodness. And you can see them everywhere. There are Democrats on Capitol Hill that are literally screaming and yelling, throwing their arms up in the air over all of this. Representative Jasmine Crockett, a Democrat from Texas, told Axios that she plans to use the hearing to clarify for the American people why Doge's actions are illegal and why Elon Musk has no official role to do this. She said, I think this is going to be just a circus. I don't anticipate that it's going to be nice. I anticipate full-on combat because Doge is clearly the devil right now. Yeah, because
Well, of course.
it might uncover some of the
Corruption.
pork.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the subcommittee chair, Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course, she is
Crazy in her own right.
well, she certainly is. Republican from Georgia, told the outlet that she has high hopes that Republicans and Democrats will engage productively during the hearing. Boy, I think that is, she is really hoping
Yeah,
for,
good luck with that.
yeah, a little Doris Day-ish. Like, everything's going to be beautiful. Everything's going to be perfect. Anyway, we're going to be talking about solutions. There are going to be big savings, and adding that she feels that the issue is bipartisan.
It's kind of like one of those bipartisans where they've got like 2 Democrats on board.
Right. Anyway, Tuesday, Musk appeared with Trump in the Oval Office as the president prepared to sign an executive order concerning the billionaires.
Good morning. Market update on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Randy Conan. Grain markets, we are trading mixed. We've got soybeans trading a little softer, corn a little higher, wheat a little higher here this morning. Comstock Investments analyst Joe Camp says export sales are supporting this corn market.
That's right. The leadership from corn here after these big daily flash sales announcements for some exports sold to unknown buyers, but still sales at this point are just really a positive sign. We keep talking about maybe the time of the season for buyers to shift their business elsewhere, certainly down in South America. That's the bigger case for the soybeans, which is relatively a less bullish factor right now, and that is contributing to spreading, it would seem.
And the livestock markets continue to their choppy trade.
Broadly being seen as a correction for now. We've had such the uptrend over the past several months, of course, up to new record highs. We took a breather again over these last almost 2 weeks, and yesterday looking awfully ugly, but then coming off of the lows and now having some bounce in them behind part what is also some money still flowing into the hogs. We've got new highs to speak of for the summer contracts, cleanly above 100 again for that June hog I'm watching.
Again, we had 2 flash export sales this morning, 130,000 metric tons of corn for delivery to unknown destinations for the current marketing year, and 120,000 metric tons of soybeans for delivery to unknown destinations for the current marketing year. Cash cattle markets remaining quiet here this morning as well. You're listening to the Red River Farm Network. This is Corn Matters, an update from the Minnesota Corn Growers Association. President Jim Canton is with us. Jim, some concerns over the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency's new SDS NPDES feedlot permits.
Yeah, one of the things that we as corn growers are disappointed in their updated permits is that it only allows cover crops as a best management practice from the 1st of October through the 14th of October in the vulnerable groundwater areas. That would be the only option, would be to apply cover crops. Some of the research we've done has showed that the later planted cover crops have much less potential to reduce nitrogen leaching in Minnesota due to the shorter growing season that we have here. Also, one of the things that is happening is NPCA is now saying they have the authority through these new permits to essentially regulate when you transfer manure to another party.
The mission of the Minnesota Corn Growers Association is to identify and promote opportunities for corn growers. That's because corn matters.
Even when a crop is insured through standard insurance options, it may not always be enough. A supplemental coverage option or enhanced coverage option can provide extra protection. SEO and ECO provide area-based coverage that could ensure yields as high as 95%. To find out if an SEO or ECO endorsement is right for you, contact the insurance team at Ag Country Farm Credit Services. Ag Country, focused on ag, focused on you. Ag Country is an equal opportunity lender and provider.
We know it's cold outside, but summer is closer than you think. It's time to start planning for that new shop you're building this summer. Don't forget about the most crucial detail, the garage door. Make it easy and give Easy Open Garage Door a call at 770-DOOR.
Forward through the evening and overnight tonight. It will bring much colder temperatures into the region as well. It'll be rather nippy in the morning. We expect snow to begin to evolve across portions of the region. This will begin as that high pressure system.
Drew Lerner, only on the Red River Farm Network.
March wheat Minneapolis, 3/4 penny higher, $6.19. Chicago March wheat's up 4 1/4. Kansas City March wheat 3 1/4 higher. March corn 4 higher at $4.88. May corn's up 3 1/2. December's up 1 3/4. March soybeans down 9 1/2 cents, $10.34. May down 9 1/4. New crop November down 6 1/4. March canola in Winnipeg is down $3.40 a metric ton. February live cattle up 5 cents at $199.72. April is down 22, and June down 2 cents. March feeder cattle 80 cents higher at $265.57. April's up 72, May up 60 cents. February lean hogs are 52 cents higher at $89.25. April's up $1.37, and May up $1.22. This is the Red River Farm Network.
Join in supporting Someplace Safe at their 22nd annual Tea Fundraiser on February 15th at M State's Legacy Hall. Silent auction, lunch, tea, and entertainment. Tickets are $30 for adults, $15 for kids at Someplace Safe, 106 South Union Avenue, Fergus Falls.
There was this one time when our keynote presentation crashed because of outdated equipment. So embarrassing. I needed a venue that could handle our tech needs without a hiccup, and the Bigwood Event Center delivered. From their fast Wi-Fi to reliable microphones and projectors, everything worked great. It gave us peace of mind and it allowed us to put on a polished, professional presentation. Their setup let us focus on what mattered most, getting our message across. Meetings with impact begin at bigwoodeventcenter.com.
You like saving money, right? Well, we've got great opportunities at FergusFallsDeals.com. Log on and check out all the products and services available. Great values and low prices. We've got great automotive specials like tires from Fergus Fast Lane, oil changes from Quality Toyota and Fergus Fast Lane, car washes from Wash and Go and Splash Express Car Wash, and auto body repairs from Unique Body Paint and Repair. Log on to set up your account now
at FergusFallsDeals.com.
Celebrate Valentine's Day this Wednesday through Saturday at American Legion in Fergus Falls. Enjoy dinner for two, including ribs, shrimp, potato, salad, and your choice of dessert. All this times 2. And if you only need one, we can do that too. Valentine dinner for 2 Wednesday through Saturday at American Legion.
Whether you're doing dishes, tackling laundry duty, or getting those little humans clean, with an electric water heater, you're always saving money. Because electric water heaters are super efficient. And with rebates, bill credits, or low off-peak rates, you save even more. Otter Tail Power Company is here to help. Visit otpco.com/water heating.
The process of selecting a memorial to commemorate a loved one can be challenging. After all, it's not something you do often, and you may not have done it before. I'm Ryan Welly with the Fergus Falls Monument Company. We've been crafting memorials that matter for over 140 years right here locally. We've helped a lot of friends and neighbors over the years. Our extensive inventory accommodates diverse choices while keeping costs manageable, and that matters. Call or visit us online at fergusfallsmonument.com. Memorials that matter.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the KBRFradio.com news and KBRFradio.com. Fergus Now app. You can find it all right there. In the forecast for today, top it out around 0, 27 below for tonight's low. It's going to be cold. Then for tomorrow, above 0, finally 1 above. 6 below for tomorrow night's low. 19 on Friday with a little bit of snow. 4 below for Friday night's low. Saturday up around 3 above. 14 below for Saturday night's low. 3 below for Sunday's high. 1 below Monday's high. 1 above on Tuesday. Right now, Fergus Falls is sitting in at 11 below. So still just another very, very cold morning. Morning Talk this morning brought to you this morning by our friends over at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument.
Hear you right that there is like the light at the end of our 10-day tunnel is like one above.
The light at the end of our tunnel is a train.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness.
We're
That
going to hit
sounds
Friday, and then all of a sudden after Friday,
that
bam.
yeah, that is a terrible forecast. I'm just here to
It
tell
is.
you. I think some movies or a good book, those kinds of things might be in your weekend plans. Although, you know, these days we have auto start. You might be lucky enough to have a heated garage where your car stays warm. Auto start kind of saves the day if you don't already have that. Well, there's another Valentine
There's a
idea.
Valentine's Day gift.
Yeah.
I've got auto start. I just don't know what to do with my little fob that
Oh
starts
no.
it. It's
That's
somewhere in your house.
terrible.
You know you did it wrong when you're like, I'll put it here because I will be able to find it
Oh
later.
boy. Do you know what? I do that sometimes. I will put something somewhere and then I tell someone, hey, if down the road I ask you, where is that fob? Remember I told you I was going to put that fob away? Where did I tell you I was going to put it? I always tell
Yep.
somebody else because I always think I'm going to put it away and know exactly what I did with it. And then I don't.
Yeah, I got no idea where mine is.
Yeah.
So.
Oh boy, that's a bummer.
Plus, I no longer have a garage, so
Oh gosh.
it's cold. in the morning.
It is cold for sure. Okay, so this story is in the news and we're hearing it because it's Mandy Moore, of course, who is singer,
I haven't
Hollywood
heard of her in a
dish.
while.
I know I haven't either. Well, anyway, she criticized Amazon. They actually delivered a package to her in-laws' home that was destroyed in the Los Angeles fire.
Oh wow.
Shared a photo of the package. You know how when Amazon delivers a package,
Yep.
they take a photo and send it to you? Anyway, there is a photo of the package resting on the leveled property.
Oh wow.
So it's nothing but rubble and burned out everything, and that's where the package is sitting. She called out to Amazon to do better, she said, and expressed frustration at the lack of discretion in the delivery. I mean, if you're the delivery guy, do you say, gosh, don't think I'm going to leave it here? What do I do with this? Amazon should have an answer for that, don't you think?
Yeah.
And maybe they do. Maybe that whoever the delivery driver was just a knucklehead. I don't know. An Amazon rep issued an apology and emphasized that the company had been urging those delivery drivers to use their best discretion in wildfire impacted areas. Clearly, this driver did not have much discretion. Anyway, calls out after Mandy Moore called this out after her own experience with the wildfires, where her family suffered losses, including her husband's music studio and their garage. But anyway, it does seem a little ridiculous to just like set it on burned out rubble. But anyway, probably just one knucklehead driver, don't you think?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. The Oscars, it says this. Oscars favorite Whoopi Goldberg will return to present after nearly 10 years. I can not think of many other people from Hollywood that I like less than Whoopi Goldberg.
I think they said that because her, Billy Crystal, and who's the other one? There's Robin Williams. The three of them hosted the Oscars so many times.
Oh, well. Oh my goodness. She is no longer the favorite.
Oh, no.
Someone should tell Hollywood. Anyway, set to return to the Academy Awards stage as a presenter after nearly 10 years. You know, it kind of feels like nobody wants to host the Oscars.
No.
They keep coming up with, oh, so-and-so who did it for the last 2 years, he doesn't want to do it this year. And we asked so-and-so and he doesn't want to do it this year. Kind of like, don't do that. Don't host the Oscars. Anyway, it's going to have a star-studded presenter roster. Halle Berry, Penelope Cruz, Scarlett Johansson, John Lithgow, Amy Poehler.
It is the
Robert
Oscars.
Downey Jr. It is the Oscars.
You're going to have some celebrities
So
there.
they're all going to be there as presenters,
Yep.
but she is going to do the hosting. So for me, there is one more reason not to watch the Oscars.
I'm not going to watch the Oscars
I
because I
can't
haven't seen a
stand her.
single nominee. The entire category
Right.
list, I have not seen a single one of those movies.
Right. I know. Me neither. And which is kind of the norm for me.
Yeah.
The Oscar nominations come out and I think, what? I don't even know what those are.
I still have to see A Complete Unknown. I don't know if that's available at home yet.
Oh, that's the
Bob Dylan
Bob
story.
Dylan deal. Okay.
That I kind of want to watch. I heard Timothy Charlemagne does a great job in it.
Yeah,
So
I have heard that too. Here is a guy who believes his hard drive containing $700 million in Bitcoin is in a landfill, and he is considering buying the entire dump.
this guy's been trying for years to get access to where his hard drive is.
I know. James Howells is his name. You might
Yep.
have heard that.
It's an ongoing story.
It is. He's from Wales. His then partner, now ex, and I don't know if this is the reason that this partner is an ex, accidentally threw the drive away in 2013. While Howells has been struggling to gain access to the dump site to research for his hard drive, his requests have been denied. Now, why would they care if he came into the dump site and dug through it?
Liability,
I suppose.
especially when you're looking for something, 12 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, what is he thinking? Anyway, now he's looking to buy the whole dump. He said, that's it. I'm just going to buy it. I'm going to go through it piece by piece. I would potentially be interested in purchasing the landfill site as is and have discussed this option with investment partners. Would you be in on that investment? Let's buy a dump.
Well, if you find that hard drive and get all that Bitcoin off it, that's probably
Maybe. I mean,
several $100
really,
million
12 years down the road, are you really going to find that hard drive?
Hey, good luck with
And
that.
will it be, I mean,
functioning?
yeah. Anyway, even if the sale goes through, he's 39 years old, and he said he would have certainly his work cut out for him. The landfill contains over 1.5 million tons of garbage.
Good luck
So,
with that.
good luck. Yeah, that is a real needle in a haystack for sure. But I don't know what does a dump cost. I don't know what he's going to spend on that, but I suppose just the land itself is worth something.
Well, yeah.
I think he's just trying to make this story go on and make his 15 minutes last 12
His
years.
15 minutes has been going on for a while. I've heard about that story for several years.
Okay, well, so he wants to buy a dump.
Yep.
This person, these people, Danish citizens, they would like to sign a petition. You know what they want to buy? I don't know why. California.
I was going to say Greenland, but they want to buy California. Okay.
Right. They have sort of tongue-in-cheek started a petition to purchase the state of California. The online petition called Denmarkification is asking for each Dane to contribute about $18,000. Yeah, that'll happen. If the campaign is successful, California would be renamed New Denmark.
I like it. Let's do it.
Disneyland would be changed to Hans Christian Andersen Land. I like it. Let's do it.
Let's go. Get rid of California.
Isn't that kind of what people think?
Be nice.
Even Californians. Yeah. Well, anyway. Okay. Since it is Valentine's Day, it's all about love, right?
Love is in the air.
Yeah, well, sort of. Toronto woman, Joanne Whalen, wants a refund from the psychic that she used, gave $50,000. Well, there's your first mistake.
Yeah.
You sort of deserve it. Anyway, gave $50,000 to the psychic for help with falling in love.
Wow.
Yeah. She claims the psychic promised to help her start a relationship with a man from her gym. She told me, I can bring this man closer to you for $550. Anyway, according to her, the psychic then asked for larger and larger amounts until it got up to $50,000. I was dropping off lots and lots of cash at her house. Well, how stupid is this person?
The psychic said this person is a moron.
Wow, and would have been spot on. Anyway, she says she was even asked to buy gold bars from Costco for romance blossoming. Wow. A ceremony that she would do. Romance blossoming ceremony. That's where the money came in. That's how it got to 50 G's. Anyway, reportedly, the psychic said that love did not bloom because this woman did not follow directions. So I don't know where that's going to go. But really,
Wow.
yeah, boy, some people can
She's
get sucked in.
gullible.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, I don't agree with this. The headline reads, New York City is the most romantic place to pop the question.
No, it's not.
Not anymore.
No.
That's what they say. Anyway, Jersey City is the second due to its high number of jewelry stores and flower shops. Plus, the city has amazing views of Manhattan, perfect for engagement photos. Los Angeles, San Diego, and Las Vegas complete the top 5. I would not go to any of those places.
Not for.
They don't even know it. I mean, how about Lakes Country, for heaven's
Yeah.
sakes?
But I mean, I'd go to Vegas, but not for an engagement.
No. Anchorage, Alaska is the last one on the list. Now, that could have been some of the most beautiful photos ever.
Oh, absolutely stunningly beautiful, but you're frozen.
Yeah. Well, Anchorage, Alaska ranked dead last in the romantic experiences and ambiance categories. I disagree.
Well, you know,
I've not been to Alaska, but
New York, you got that nice little bum over there urinating on the sidewalk. You can have that little stream on the photo.
I know. Yeah, I don't get it.
Will you marry me? What are you kneeling in?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, clearly there are some cool spots.
Yeah,
in New
I mean,
York
Central
City,
Park.
But, yeah. How about this? Would you buy lost luggage from the airport?
Ooh, I've heard of some people really hitting good on those.
Really?
Yes.
So you get the lost luggage and everything that's inside?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Undelivered is a company that will sell unclaimed lost luggage and packages that never reached their intended destination. So content creator Becky decided to spend $160 on a bag that was left at London Heathrow Airport. It's sort of like a grab bag.
It is.
Only a much more expensive one. Unfortunately, sometimes the only option is to either burn it or remove any personal info and sell it, she explained. Becky uncovered Ugg boots. I don't want to wear somebody else's shoes. Juicy couture slides. So I don't know how expensive those are. Clothes, packages from Shein, which is it's a Chinese company with really cheap stuff you can order online. An iPad and Pokemon cards.
Well, there you go.
That's what you got for $160. Well, some users agreed that this was a good haul. Actually, if the Ugg boots were in good shape, there's your $160 right there.
Well, you see the iPad.
Or the iPad, true. Makes me think of the family looking for their luggage, the airline not helping them, and people buying my things. She said, this is, somebody who had lost their luggage and said, this really isn't a very good idea. So there. I don't think I would buy somebody else's luggage in hopes.
The only thing I've had ever lost, knock on wood, on all of our traveling, and we ended up getting it a couple days later, was one thing that we really honestly didn't care if it got lost or not. And when we were leaving, I think, I'm trying to remember if we were leaving Destin or if we were leaving Vegas with it. As one of the times we were at the ocean and we got one of those big boogie boards that were just too big to get in one of our suitcases.
Yep.
We're like, well, if we can get it back to Minnesota, great. If not a problem. I mean, we spent $15 on this thing.
And you dragged it back on the plane?
Oh, well, we checked it, and then it got lost. And so we put a claim in for it. And Isaac, our oldest, was like, I cannot believe we waited around an hour to do all this lost luggage
to
for
get a
that
$15
thing.
boogie board.
Well, I think it might have been $20 I can't remember how much we paid for
I
it.
know we bought one and used it while we were in Florida, but we left it at the condo.
Yeah, I was like,
Added it to
we
their-
had one of the previous trips, and we were able to fit it in our carry-on, or not our carry-on, but our check baggage. But this one was too big, so just out of for giggles to see if we could get it back. And then all of a sudden, a couple days later, they called us. Yeah, we've got it in Fargo. If you want to come pick it up, and it's like, okay. So we made a trip to Fargo, and it's at the lake. We were thinking,
funny.
The guy's like, I don't know if this is going to get damaged. I don't know if this is going to work. And I'm like, well, we can give it a shot. So we were thinking we'd get it shredded when we get there. It was more of kind of a curiosity to see if it'd finally make it to its final destination. It looks
It was
perfect.
fine.
Use it at the lake all the time.
And you know what? It's got a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was worth all the effort. Okay. This is not a shock at all. Here's how the headline reads. Couples argue 58 times a year over money.
Yeah. Well, maybe, I can see most couples doing that.
Yes, I absolutely do. There was a survey of about 2,000 people, and couples are likely to argue over what is considered a necessity.
Yeah.
Very true. How much to spend on non-essentials like streaming services? That's something that never comes up at our house. And how much should go into savings?
Yep.
Is that something that you have
Yep.
to talk about?
And vacations. We don't need a vacation every year. Or
Okay.
a big vacation every year.
Okay. All right. But you guys kind of do go every year.
I know. I'm the losing end of that argument.
Oh, I'm on her side on that
I'm
one.
like, we got this great cabin. We can go hang out at the cabin.
Well, great. I totally agree with you. And I feel so fortunate to have the cabin. And I always say I feel like I'm on vacation for 6 months every
Yep.
year when I live at the lake. But this time of year, and I just think, if you love to travel, if you find a spot you love, which we
Yep.
have, and we love to travel together, just the two of us, and we have so much fun just vegging, just getting somewhere warm. And I just think, while we're able to do it, I mean, you get to be here I am saying at this age
Yep.
again, but you get to be this age, and you just don't know if if you're going to be healthy and mobile, and I think there are some experiences that are worth the money every year.
But see, you guys veg and relax. We go next.
Oh, yeah.
Next.
No, we don't do that.
Next.
We wouldn't even, outside of getting from the airport to the condo and back, we wouldn't really even need a car because
Oh,
we don't go anywhere.
We go everywhere.
The place that we stay, everything you need, food and groceries and everything you need is within walking distance. So other than getting to and from the airport, we should probably just Uber. It'd be a lot cheaper. But anyway, it is kind of nice to have the car in case you get rotten weather and then you want to go
Yeah.
do something. But yeah, so I'm with Jen on this one. I think experiences are worth a lot.
I think getting your bills paid are worth more.
Well, if you choose traveling over paying your
Well,
bills,
not paying bills, but I mean paying off debt and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. Well, you get to be as old as me, and then some of that stuff is behind you, like
Yeah.
cars and that kind of stuff. So then, if you can, I say, and you enjoy it, do it. It's worth it, I think. As I look back on maybe some of the most money we've ever spent, like taking our whole family and renting this fabulous house on the beach, it cost a lot. It was an expensive trip,
Yep.
but man, I wouldn't trade it for anything, and it was worth every single penny. I look through that book practically weekly, and it just was the greatest trip ever. And even the kids say so still. So I think it was worth every penny. Anyway, learn about your partner's attitude toward money. And that's when you get your own checking account and you hide it. That's how you do it. That's how you get along. I think every couple has got trouble doing that, but if you figure out a plan
Yep.
and each of you have a little stash, I think it's important. Oh boy, now I've given it up.
Yep.
Don't tell. All right, coming up on 10 o'clock, that is going to wrap it up. Our show today and every day is brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. Hope you have a great Wednesday.